Guys, so what we're going to go over right now are a couple of different bands with a high anchor point. Now, what's most important with all of this stuff is when you've got the anchor point is that your bands have that resistance at the start of the movement. So you want to have the bands tight at your longest point, or longest range of motion. All right, so with a high anchor point, it's pretty straightforward. The band with the handles just goes straight over the top. Pretty easy. Solid loop goes over the top and you just pull through the loop. And now you've got like a little knot up there and that's it. So it's pretty straightforward. All right, so starting up first, we're going to go some lat pull down work. So with a band with this high, you obviously, if you can't do a lat pull down from here, obviously. So I'm going to go seated. You can go, depending on your height of your bar, you might need to go seated as opposed to kneeling. It all depends on, like I said, that end range of motion. So let's have a look. Move it into the middle. So if we go kneeling, I can go kneeling right down here, and you can see at the end range of motion, that band is just tight. So not overly tight. So for this one, ideally, I'd probably go seated, but we'll have a look here. So I'm kneeling right down, and I'm pulling straight down like a lat pull down, all right? So going wide, pretty straightforward, lat pull down straight from the top. And if I go seated down with a continuous loop, same sort of thing where you want to make sure you grab wide on the band and you're pulling down to your chin. The great thing about the bands is that as they get longer, the tension becomes greater. So it's more similar to like your cable sort of exercises in the gym. And then you can do all sorts of slow release, eccentric style stuff as well. So that's your lat pull down with two hands on the band. Now you can obviously play around with some of those options and go a single hand lat pull down, all right, as well. So we can go like a single hand from here. All right, easy. And then you can also go more from a front style plane of motion as well. So if I shuffle back a bit, I can go from back here and just changing that angle a little bit on the band. All right, so as we stand up now, we can look at a couple of the options we've got for triceps. So again, we've got tricep kickback. So if I stand side on for this one, so if I'm here and you're just coming straight down, palms down, elbows stay in tight, coming straight down. Same sort of thing. If you need to create more tension, you can go kneeling as well. And again, you can do the same sort of thing on a loop band, grabbing it by the side. This one I'm going to go palms in and straight down. So I like having plenty of slack in between there so that my hands can move quite freely like that one. That's so I suppose when you're doing these things, that's the sort of, can be a disadvantage and it can also be an advantage when using these. Now you can also change again that sort of angle, and you can go more for an over the head style. So if we're here and the anchor's behind, so over the head, same thing with this, but what we can do, you can actually go two in one hand, or you can loop one through the other, so it creates a bit of a knot there. And you might go one hand, so again. Another exercise from the top anchor point there is that sort of lat pull down. You see it on the cables at the gym where you grab a flat bar and you're pulling down. So you want to get back again, and you want to make sure that band's quite tight at this sort of point. You go hip hinge back and then you're pulling down. And you're pulling down towards your hips there with both handles.